Okay, welcome to How to Day Trade Like a Seasoned Pro. We will begin by a brief introduction of myself. I am V. I started TrackRecord in 2016. It is to primarily to provide training to professional traders in banks and in institutions. Sorry, some lights problem. Eron, why doesn't this go backwards? Yeah, I'm so sorry for technical problems. Anyway, I know about myself. I used to be in a professional trader in banks such as Morgan Stanley, Deutsche Bank, and JP Morgan Chase. I was also a founding partner at a billion-dollar hedge fund at some point. And since then, I have started this track record to provide training programs to banks and institutions. And I found there was a requirement, a demand for this in the retail sector. So I think many people fancy themselves as traders. And so we adapted our training for the retail traders. And that's actually how I came into contact with the speaker today, Alex. But before that, let's talk about some disclaimers, right? This is educational content for educational purposes only. It's not investment advice. It's not trade recommendations. And for those, you would need to get your investment advisor for that, right? So we accept no responsibility for use made of these materials. And as such, we can now begin to talk about the speaker today. So before that, also, if you have any questions at the bottom for admin purposes, just so that you know, at the bottom of your panel, there's a Q&A button. Depends on what kind of interface you're using, but it's generally at the bottom of your screen. Click that and you can put in the questions and we will answer the questions at appropriate time during the presentation to not disrupt the flow of presentation. With that, then I also would like to welcome participants from our media partners, wealthenjoy.com, yieldsavvy.com, as well as onlinetradersclub.org. Welcome. If you've always been supportive of our initiatives, so I'm happy to see you here again. And the speaker today, Alex Kozulin, he has 25 years experience in the rat race. He's a senior management executive positions. And then 14 years ago, he decided to take control of his investment journey. Instead of delegating it to the banks or investment advisors, he took it into his own hands. And he's been trading for himself since. And now he's a full-time retail trader. And he's very successful at it. He joined the TrackRecord's trading bootcamp in Gold Coast, Australia in 2016. And that's how he came into contact. That's how we came into contact. And he contacted me last year about collaborating on this course, this training program of his. He's going to talk about how the experience of trading in the retail sector and how to day trade like a professional, which he is now, right? He's a full-time professional trader. And I decided to invite him to do this because at TrackRecord, I espouse long-term trading principles, sound risk management principles, which are extremely critical to achieving long-term success as a trader, regardless of the time frame that you trade. I myself do not really trade in the shorter term time frames because I have very long-term views generally. But his trading system is a good demonstration of how long-term risk management systems, asymmetric outcomes that we seek can be had in the shorter term as well. And retail traders generally do not have patience for the longer term. And so this is a good demonstration of it being applied to the real world using short-term trading. And then by building on these principles, it will help you trading regardless of just short-term or medium-term or longer term. So it's a great demonstration of risk principles that we subscribe to, that we espouse and it's a good demonstration of it in the real world. And with that, I will hand it to one of our participants. The initial program that we launched last year had many people from different walks of life. And for football fans who maybe slightly older would know of Emil Heskey. He's a former England and Liverpool player. He also has interest in trading. And I guess it's always good to hear from someone that is credible and who has been a participant of this program. So with that, I will let him tell you what he thinks in his own words.
Hi, my name is Emil Heskey, and this is my testimony for TrackRecord Trading Academy. I just want to thank them thoroughly for everything that they've done over the few courses that we did. I'm obviously a beginner, and it was great that they took their time and really educated us on the experience that they've had, etc. And because again, for me, it was just something that was new. But yeah, they took their time, really went into detail on what it needs to be a trader. The patience you need, and obviously I've got the patience, but it's good to hear. And the time they took to really show us and showcase everything, and the fact that you can go back and watch it as well after, to watch back at what you could have done and what you might have missed. And I thought it was brilliant, and I thank everyone out there.
Okay, on that note, I will hand it over to Alex. Alex, please tell us more about yourself, and then on what we will be learning about how to day trade like a professional from you.
Right, thank you, V, and welcome everyone to this evening's webinar. So as we mentioned in introduction, I spent 25 years in the global or corporate environment and at a global level, and that was really where I got my first exposure to the foreign exchange market, in fact, into currencies. And pretty much after 25 years, I retired from corporate life, moved back to Australia, and decided I want to basically learn how to trade and take control of my own future and get out of that rat race that I was in for 25 years. And obviously, my first approach and process, I guess like a lot of us, we're on the internet looking at YouTube videos, downloading free stuff. And of course, I tried to learn how to trade on my own. And after about 6 months, I realized that it's quite difficult to do it on your own and that I needed professional help to get educated or properly understand the fundamentals of the financial market as a whole, and then find my place and my style in the financial markets. And I began my educational process in that, and TrackRecord was a big part of my educational process. And as we mentioned, whether we invest long-term in the markets like TrackRecord specialize in, or you want to do more medium-term investments or day trade or short-term, the guiding principles and approach is exactly the same. It's all about capital preservation. It's about risk management. It's making sure that our rewards are bigger than our losses. And so all these principles apply, again, irrespective of whether it's long-term investment, day trading, medium-term investment, doesn't matter. The principles and approach is exactly the same. And so ultimately, after years of being involved in the market, I became what you call a swing trader. And for those who are not familiar with the term, basically what it means is that I was trading different types of asset classes. I started off with currencies, and then I got involved in trading with gold and even cryptocurrencies and stock indices. So trading all different types of asset classes, trading different time frames, meaning of 4-hour charts and daily charts and 1-hour charts. And as a result, I was spending hours and hours in front of the screen looking for continuous setups. And ultimately, it was taking control of my life. I didn't want to live to trade. I wanted to trade for a living, and it's a big difference. And so I made a conscious decision to change what I did and try to become, and have become, what I would call a lifestyle trader. And what that means is about fitting trading in your particular lifestyle. So last couple of years, as a lifestyle trader, I trade twice per day. I trade once in the morning and I trade once in the evening. So in the evenings, I spend about an hour and a half in front of my charts looking for a particular setups. And on the evening session, I trade the German DAX. And this is what we'll be covering in today's presentation and the course that I propose to will be introducing you to. The other asset class that I trade is the US Dow Jones Stock Index, and I trade that in the morning time here in Australia. It suits my purposes. So what it basically means is that I can spend an hour trading in the morning. I have my whole day free to do whatever I wish to do, and then I come back in the evening and I trade the German DAX stock index in the evening. And all in all, I spend about 2.5 hours max per day trading. And as I said, it gives me the whole day free to do whatever I wish to do. So for me, that's what I term a lifestyle trader. So again, the point of trading, we don't want trading or day trading to dictate our lives. We want it to be an integral part of our life. And this is what this course is designed to do. So I've developed this course myself, again, to suit my particular lifestyle, but the principles and the strategies involved can be adapted for those who this particular timeframes don't suit. We will show you during the course how you can adapt these strategies and find a particular asset class or a particular time that actually suits your lifestyle. All right, so let's get further into it. So just some highlights of the program that we call the DayTrader Pro DTP highlights. So first of all, and this is important, okay, so there's always a daily trade opportunity. So I like to be active in the markets. And so I want to be able to have an opportunity to place a trade in the market every day. And so this program in trading the German DAX stock index provides us with that daily trade opportunity. And as I said earlier, with this particular asset class and this particular trading style, most of the setups, we enter the markets within 30 to 60 minutes, okay? Sometimes it's a little bit longer, occasionally it's a little bit less than 30 minutes, but generally it's within 30 to 60 minutes we have a trade set in the market. And again, as I mentioned, one of the key factors when you are investing or trading in the financial markets is ensuring that our wins are greater than our losses. And we'll talk about the risk to reward ratio shortly. But with the risk to reward ratio that we have in place for this particular program, we only need to be right 35% of the time in order to achieve a positive result. And that takes a lot of pressure off to ensure that we get winning trades. And this is also a key. It's a very concise, clear system that can be learned in the 5 weeks. It doesn't take months to learn, but you can learn the system in a matter of weeks. And this is the other key highlight. You know, unlike a lot of other courses that are available that are all theoretical, and theory is a big part of it, but on the second week of the course, we already have live trading sessions. And so we'll be doing two live trading sessions together per week, starting on the second week, so you can become active in the markets pretty much straight away and follow what I do live in the markets. Obviously, one of the key questions people ask up front, you know, what are the results? And that's obviously a very important aspect. Now, we'll give you just a summary, and we'll go into more detail a little bit later on in the presentation. But I launched this program on the DAX in April of last year. And as you can see, the results over the last 9 months give us a return of 109%. Now, it's not all winning trades. We have to expect in trading, there are going to be losses, okay? And we'll talk about those and the frequency losses that can occur. So we need to be aware of those. But in short, over the course of the period, we had an opportunity where there was 90 winning trades in accordance with the rules of the DTP program and the way that we trade the German DAX stock index in there, and a total of 71 losses. So in essence, it means that we had a 56% win-loss ratio. So 56% of our trades were winning trades. And in reality, the aim is to aim for about a 50%, 45 to 50% win-loss ratio. So on our winning trades, if we're looking to make twice our initial investment. So in the program, we look to invest 1% of our capital per trade, okay? And we look to make a 2% return. So our winning trades are generating a 2% return. Our losing trades are generating a loss of 1% per trade. So in essence, it gives us a net gain of 109% during that 9-month period. So what does that equate to in dollar terms? Well, it obviously depends on the size of your trading account. If you had a trading account, let's say of $10,000, it's basically a little over $10,000 you would have made. If you would have had an account of $50,000, you would have made approximately $54,000. $100,000 account, obviously $109,000, and if you had a $200,000 account, well over $200,000. Now you may say, well, I don't want to put $100,000 or $50,000 or $200,000 in my trading account. Therefore, how can I make substantial or meaningful dollar returns by doing this? Well, in the program, one of the things we will be discussing is that there is a process now in the markets available where clients can apply to get a funded account. Okay, so there are firms out there that for consistent and successful traders will provide a funded account. There's obviously a process that you need to go through to qualify that, but we'll go in details for those who join the course. But you can apply for an account for a $50,000 account, a $100,000 account, a $200,000 account. Once that account you've qualified and provided, any profits that you make, you receive 80% of the profits, and the firm that's provided you the funding or the funded account keep 20% of the profits. So just something to keep in mind that, again, if you don't want to allocate a lot of your own personal capital to day trading, there are possibilities where, as I said, you can get a funded account. All right, so what is the content for today's webinar? So and this is important. So we're going to discuss why day trading is difficult for retailer traders. We're going to talk about how to overcome these challenges. We're going to talk about the DayTrader Pro system, which is all about the course. We're going to talk about how the program can help you and why in particular the DayTrader Pro. And obviously we'll talk about the structure of the DayTrader Pro program, and of course, who is this suitable for? All right, so let's answer the really tough questions. Why is day trading difficult for retailer traders? And the reality is, majority of day trader or retailer traders who try to day trade do actually fail. And these are some of the reasons why. So first of all, what asset class to trade? There are so many different asset classes to trade. Now within foreign currencies, a lot of different currency pairs. You can trade gold, silver, various cryptocurrencies, stock indices. It's mind-boggling. And so a lot of traders simply jump from one asset class to another asset class. Second point, how many asset classes should be traded? And again, a lot of retailer traders try to trade as many as possible on types of asset classes. What time frame? Should we be trading on daily charts and looking for longer type of investments, or 4-hour charts or 1-hour charts? So again, a lot of issues to try and determine. And again, a lot of retailer traders start to jump from various time frames. What is the best time to trade? Is there a better time to trade? Common questions that are asked. How often should we be trading? Should we be trading, 5, 6, 7 times a day, once a day, 20 times a day? How often? What technical systems should be used? Again, there are many different types of technical systems, and all of them will perform better under certain market conditions, and obviously worse under other types of market conditions. And again, typical retail traders, as soon as they start to have difficulties in a particular system, will start to jump from system to system and never get that consistency. When do you take your profits? Where do you place your take profit level? When do you cut your losses? And unfortunately, these 2 points, when to take your profits and when to cut your losses, A lot of retail traders do the exact opposite. So they get a trade a little bit in profit and they take a small profit for that instant gratification. And yet when they have a trade that goes into a loss, they let that loss run. So ultimately, they're taking small profits, getting large losses. And again, we should be doing the exact opposite, minimizing our losses and maximizing our profits. Dealing with emotional stress. In day trading or any form of investing in the financial markets, you're going to have trades that are going to lose. It's a fact of life. It's not possible to get every single trade correct. And so there'll be times, and I'll show you examples of this, there'll be losses that happen 3, 4, 5 times in a row. How do you deal with that? A lot of retail traders have difficulty in dealing with that emotional stress. And of course, once a trade is placed in a market, how do you manage it? What do we need to do? And again, a lot of retail traders start to fiddle their stop losses, profit targets, and ultimately sabotage themselves. So these are a lot of issues that are common that every retail trader, when they start off, have to deal with it. So how do we overcome these particular challenges? Well, first of all, from my experience and what this course is designed to do, we're going to focus and specialize on one particular asset class. You want to become a specialist and an expert in an asset class. 2, you need to have a system with clearly defined rules. No point in having rules if you're not going to stick to it, okay? So you need to be able to stick to these rules. And this is also key, limiting trading to a certain period of the day. You don't want to spend all day trying to look for trades and trading, because then you start to have your emotions start to come into play. And so we want to limit when we actually trade. And of course, restricting the number of trades per day. And this is an important factor, because I can assure you, the normal human emotion when you have a losing trade is to go straight back into the market and try to recoup that loss. We call that revenge trading. And so it is important that we restrict the number of trades that we have a day to eliminate those emotional impulses that we tend to have. And again, as I said, a key factor is dealing with our emotions. So if we can reduce the factors that you have to deal with, so we went through all those challenges that and decisions you have to make as a retail trader. If we can reduce the number of those factors you have to make a decision on, it's going to improve your emotions and your stability and your discipline. So again, irrespective of how we're trading, long-term investment, short-term day trading, we all need a good trading system. And all good trading systems have the following. They give a clear, concise, and easy to follow rules, okay? Absolutely critical. They provide regular asymmetric opportunities. This simply means that the system must provide you with higher winning trades versus your losing trades. And obviously, a good trading system needs to use an optimal amount of time, and it needs to adhere to the principles of successful trading. So with the DayTrader Pro system, it does all that. We give very clear, concise, easy rules to follow on the German DAX stock index. As I mentioned earlier, our system is designed to provide a 2% return on winning trades versus a 1% investment. And this is the key. We use a minimal and a fixed amount of time. As I said, we allocate and we trade at a certain time of the day. We actually have a cutoff time. If we don't get a trade set up within generally 90 minutes, we generally call it a day and move on and look forward to our next trading day. Occasionally, if it looks like a setup is not too far away, we might allocate another 15 minutes, but generally we have a 90-minute cutoff time. And as always, we adhere to the principles of successful trading. So what are the principles, the core principles? First of all, capital preservation. Okay, again, these are all critical irrespective of whether you're a long-term investor or a day trader. Why is capital preservation important? And I'll show you when we go through the results in a little bit more detail. You will get consecutive losses. Okay, so if you allocate too much capital and you have 3 or 4 consecutive losses, before you know it, you've basically reduced your capital to such a level that there's not enough capital to try and recoup those investments on those winning trades. The way we do that is through risk management. Okay, we'll talk about that later on in the program, but as a general rule, we only allocate 1% of our total capital per trade. That's it, once per day. Symmetry, and this is really, really important. Again, we just need to ensure that our winning trades are larger than our losing trades. And again, we have a 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio, and we'll talk about that in a little bit more detail. And trading discipline. This is the key. We can learn all the other technical stuff. It's about controlling your emotions. It's sticking to the plan. It's creating that trading discipline. And the program is designed to try and build your confidence and enable you to keep that trading discipline. So let's talk about asymmetry. This is the most important thing apart from risk management. A lot of traders focus on their win-loss ratio. It's about how many wins versus how many losses. But I'll tell you now, it is extremely difficult to have a high win ratio. So if we can get a 50% win-loss ratio, we're doing extremely, extremely well. Occasionally, you might get a higher win-loss ratio, but over this longer period of time, if we get 50%, we are doing extremely well. So therefore, it becomes important about how we manage our risk to reward ratio if we want to make money doing day trading, or in fact investing in the financial markets in any form. So let's just understand that very, very basically. If we have a risk to reward ratio of 1-to-1, meaning we risk 1% to make 1%, obviously it's very, very clear. In order to break even, or in order for us to make money, we need to be right more than 50% of the time. At 1.5-to-1, meaning for every winning trade, we make 1.5% versus an investment of 1, we need to be right more than 40% of the time in order to make some money on our account. As I said, with our particular program and the way we trade the German DAX stock index, our ratio is 2-to-1. So all our winning trades are set at 2-to-1. So as long as we are right, basically more than 33% of the time, we are going to have a profitable account. And this takes the emotional stress of having continuous winning trades. So let's look at, in more detail, the results. So if you're looking at day trading and hoping to have a consistent monthly result, it's not going to happen. Market conditions change from month to month, week to week, and therefore results are going to vary substantially. So you can see here, we started in April at a 50% win-loss ratio. In April, 9 wins, 9 losses, and again, 2% reward, so at a 9% return. Now, I've highlighted August, November, and December, simply because August was our best month with a 28% return. And that, I'll say now, that is not normal. We were, markets were in our favor. We had a very good run. And all we need is really 1 month a year like that, and it's going to make a significant difference to our results. You can see here in December, we had a 0% return. So I would also expect to have 1 or 2 months of a slight negative result. We haven't had one yet. December came close, but we finished off with 0. And again, we'll look at that in a little bit more detail. But I've also highlighted here November. And November is the month that we actually ran this course for the very first time with clients from TrackRecord. And we managed just almost an 8% return. So I want to highlight that in a little bit more detail also. All right, so look at August. Our best month so far, 17 wins, 6 losses, a 28% return for the month. And you can clearly see we had a pretty good run of a string of wins. And again, there is going to be months where this happens, but there's also going to be months when the exact opposite happens also. So let's have a look at December where we had our worst month to date of 0 return. December was a little bit unique in that we didn't end up having a lot of trade setups, but you can see at the beginning had a couple of wins. Now, when we have no setup, it simply means that within that 90-minute cutoff period that we look at, there wasn't a setup that met our specific criteria to enter a trade. And occasionally it happens. Obviously in the August one, it didn't happen, but we had, as you can see here, 4 such days. The L's obviously represent losses, and we had a number of losses also. Now, there are days that we don't trade. I'll start off with the easy one here. Obviously, just before Christmas, markets are winding down, and so the day before weekend Christmas, and obviously into the new year, very little volume in the market. Markets take a break, so we simply don't trade during that period of time. And so there alone, we've lost 6 trading days. But also you'll notice here in the middle of the month, a couple of no trading. And so again, over the course of time, you begin to recognize when certain events happen, and these are to do with central banks. And so we know for a fact that when the Federal Reserve is due to make an announcement on its rate decision and a statement, then the session before that announcement, markets basically range bound and we don't trade. The second day we actually had here is we had the European Central Bank, the Swiss National Bank, the Bank of England, all issuing their rate decisions. Again, markets are in limbo until that happens. And so again, through the course, you'll be notified when those things happen, you'll be aware of it, and it will stay clear of the market. Now, I want to highlight also is that you are going to have losing trades, and there are times when they happen consecutively. You'll see here in April, after Easter, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 losing days in a row, a winning trade, and then a losing trade. So out of 7 consecutive trading days, we only had 1 winning trade and 6 losing trades. Now, again, a lot of retail traders, when they experience that, will throw in the towel, look for another system. But by adhering to our strict risk management rules, which preserves our capital, ensuring that our wins are larger than our losses, being disciplined and sticking to our rules, and we continue with the process, and ultimately you'll see we ended up with 9 wins, 9 losses, and we still made a 9% gain. Okay, but just highlighting here that you will get losses. In September, we started with 5 straight losses, very demoralizing. Okay, but again, if you have confidence in the system, and we expect to have ups and downs, again, by the end of September, we still ended with a 2% net gain after such a slow start or a poor start. Finally, just want to highlight November. The first month we ran this course, and within the first week and a half, we had 1 winning trade and 4 losing trades. Again, not the ideal way to start and promote a brand new course, but again, sticking to the rules, sticking to our criteria, those participants had the opportunity to make almost 8% gain in that particular month. All right, so what are we trying to do and how are we trying to trade? So I'm going to show you a couple of examples. Now, the indicators that we use are fairly simple. They're not all on here, but this is what we are looking to do. So we're trading the German DAX stock index, and we trade off a 5-minute chart. So these are very short-term trades, okay? And what we are looking for is when the market opens in Europe, we're looking to try and capture the very first move of the morning to bank a little bit of profit, okay? And so you can see here in the chart, this line here is when the market opens. Every particular bar here represents a 5-minute movement. And if you're not familiar with candle patterns and candles, what they mean, in the course, we'll spend a bit of time for those who are totally new, explaining what they mean and how to interpret them. Okay, so we know that. This is one of the key indicators that we have to help us determine whether we're looking to go short or long. And so if it's a green indicator, we're looking for a long position. That it means that we're expecting price to go higher. And if it's red, we are looking to go short, meaning we expect price to move higher. As you can see here, we have obviously we have other rules in place of when to enter, and we have another indicator, very simple indicator to use, when to enter, that you will be given. But you can see as a guide, markets open, our trend indicator has changed from green to red. We're looking for short, and here's the opportunity that we are trying to capture, okay? A short position. Long position, exactly the same way. Market opens, we're looking to go long, following our rules of entry and the indicators that we use. This is the move that we're trying to capture, okay? So we look for this trade opportunity every single day. Most days we will have an opportunity. As you saw on some of the results, there are some days there is no setup and we move on to the next day. So we don't want to be spending hours and hours in front of our screens. So how will the DayTrader Pro help you? Well, it's going to develop the following qualities, which are important in all forms of trading. Discipline, okay, because you are going to be given a set of rules to follow. Those rules are going to require patience, because sometimes we can enter a trade in 30 minutes. Sometimes we need to wait an hour and a half. And I can assure you, the closer it gets to that 90 minutes or 1 hour, the temptation is near enough, is good enough. Let's just go in. I'm tired of sitting here waiting. So it's going to teach you patience, okay? Commitment and consistency. The only way you're going to ultimately achieve profitable results is being committed to the process and being consistent to the process. You saw the results where we've had a string of losses, okay? A lot of retail traders will pull out and simply say, I'm just going to wait and see what happens tomorrow, see whether it still works. And the days that you sit and not trade, probably going to be the winning trades. So it's going to teach you discipline, patience, commitment, consistency, and ultimately, over time, it's going to give you the confidence to go into those trades because the system has proven itself, and it's a matter of just following the rules over and over again. So why the DTP program? Well, clear trading rules, concise trading rules. It tells you when to trade, what to trade, how to trade. Gives you the profit targets, the stop losses. Everything's predefined in the rules for you, so you don't need to think about any of that. It's there for you. So it takes a lot of the decision-making process out. Daily setup opportunities, it's the same time every day. Again, at the moment, it's at 4 p.m. Singapore time, 8 a.m. UK time. Now, I understand that it may not be the most ideal time, particularly for those in the Asian region, but again, I developed this program to suit the timeframes in my lifestyle. The principles and the rules around the program will allow you to adapt to potentially to another asset class or to a more suitable time frame for you to fit in with your lifestyle. And in the course, one of the sessions we'll have, I will share with you and show you exactly how I went through the process to look for something using these rules to suit my time frame. So we will go through that together. So you will have the opportunity post this course to adapt the program to suit your time slot and your lifestyle. Minimum daily requirement. Again, we don't want to spend hours and hours. We know that maximum time, hour and a half, and then we're gone and get on with the rest of the day. Mentioned this earlier, most of our trades are entered within 30 to 60 minutes of open. We have a cutoff time, 90 minutes, and occasionally we will move perhaps another 15 minutes or so if it looks like we're very, very close to a potential setup. And this is also key. No discretionary trade management required. Once we enter a trade, there is nothing more for you to do. We don't adjust anything. We leave it. It's either going to be a winning trade, giving us double our return, or it's going to be a losing trade. Generally, if it's a winning trade, 2 to 3 hours. I'll be honest here, if it's a losing trade, we find out fairly quickly on that. And this is key. we only need a 33% win-loss ratio just to break even. So anything above that is only going to be a plus for our account. So it takes the pressure off in ensuring that we have a high number of winning trades every single week or month. So what is the structure of the DayTrader Pro? It's 5 weeks. It's a 5-week course, live trading sessions, and also educational content webinars. So educational content, we'll talk about that in a second, and twice a week there'll be live trading sessions. Part of the process is that every week we will review the trades in detail of the previous weeks, so you can follow comprehensively what you should have done if you didn't take those. And of course, you're going to get details of how to fully utilize the program. So complete trade setup rules, you're going to get chart templates, you're going to get all the indicators that we use for trend direction, entry indicators. You will get a risk calculator to help you ensure that you calculate your volumes correctly. Do that. And most importantly, all sessions are going to be recorded. So again, I stress with this program, I teach how I trade when I trade on the DAX. So if you can, may not be the ideal time for you at the moment, but if we go through the process, as I said, part of the course, we'll share with you how you can adapt the same strategies and indicators to a more suitable time frame for you. Right, so the structure is as follows. We will start the course on February the 26th on Monday. It's a live webinar, 7 p.m. Singapore time. And during that week and that webinar, I'm going to give you a set of tasks, nothing complicated, just to learn the rules, making sure you set up charts, load all the indicators that we need, and really just to follow the rules with the live markets to make sure you understand what we're doing. We really kick off then in the second week, again, on Mondays. That's our standard educational webinar. So we'll talk educational content. We'll review the 5 trades of the previous week. We'll prepare for live trading, which will happen the following day on Tuesday. Obviously, a Q&A session. Anybody that has any questions, we'll address those. And then on the Tuesdays and Thursdays, we will do our live trading session. So what that simply means is you log on and you trade with me. So I will guide you through exactly what I'm looking at. And when I place the trades, you can push the button and place the trade if you wish to place the trade as well, or you can simply follow on those Tuesdays and Thursdays. And what that allows everybody else to do is on that Wednesdays and Fridays, it gives you the opportunity to actually trade yourself, or at least trade on that demo account. And that's a very important aspect as well. It doesn't matter if you make a mistake and it's a losing trade, because we'll review it, but taking the courage and confidence of placing live trades in the market yourself, this is the time to do it during the course. So don't be shy. And I encourage everybody who joins the course on those days to simply try and live trade. Week 3 is exactly the same. Mondays, educational content, trade review, preparation for live trading, Q&A. Tuesdays and Thursdays, standard live trading. Week 4, exactly the same. And we finish up in week 5 with exactly the same structure, educational content, and then our last live trading session on Thursday, the 28th of March. Who is it suitable for? Well, it's really suitable for everybody. So absolutely new traders, and you heard from Emil Heskey, he was a beginner, and some of the other traders that joined the program were beginners. It's a great way to start with a very concise rules and how to do things. You're guided right through the process. Experienced traders who perhaps having difficulty in becoming consistently profitable, perhaps it's because they're trading too many different systems, too many different time frames, they're not focused. And so what this does is really tries to create a specialty for you in a particular asset class. And generally just for traders who want to enhance their trading process. Perhaps day trading is something you haven't done before. You've traded a longer term or medium term, and you want to try this, then certainly suitable for everybody. So at this point, I might just hand you back over to V.
Hello, okay, thank you, Alex, for your time and your presentation. So yeah, we're now going to talk about what's in it for us, right? How much does it cost? Obviously, first a summary, right? What it's a 5-week course, and included in this 5-week is 5 live training webinars which will give you the educational content. You will learn about the system, how to apply the system, and also be reviewing the results of the previous week. So the initial one will be about how to get started on the system, how to apply the methods, and then subsequently after that, it will be reviewing previous live trading sessions, which will be held twice a week, except for the first week. The first week is just to prepare the system, get you up to speed, get you ready to execute the system in the second week, and then after that it's into the real world, right? It's up to you whether you want to trade with a demonstration account, which is not real money yet, or you put in some capital to have some skin in the game. Is entirely up to you. Of course, if it's your first time trading, we would suggest just test it out with some credits. That's not real money, doesn't hurt so much. But if you have been very comfortable using trading systems, then go ahead, right? Because this is the real world. This is about trading. It's about making money, and you do want to see it in live trading environments. And the previous iteration of the course, the first time we had this, it was in November, and participants who did the trading sessions for the month, they applied the methods, they would have ended up close to 8% returns on their capital, right? Of course, that's assuming they followed our instructions, right? One thing that we know is that people tend to deviate from it because especially in the beginning, they don't really follow the rules. They try to be cute about it, but that's why we have live trading session. You can follow Alex as he puts it into action. You can see how he's doing it, and you can model yourself after his discipline and his the rules that he abides by. So the regular pricing is $1,199, and for those who there's some of you who attended the first introduction webinar, the first webinar that we had this, but you did not sign up because it was close to the year end. You wanted to see if it's going to be successful first or not. Then you will see that you will realize that yes, it's about $200 higher than before, and it's going to be this way as we launch this program. As we have more participants, the prices will continue to go up, because when we first started it, we had no testimonials. It's just me and Alex saying that we are great, right? I don't say I'm great, I say Alex is great. He thinks he's great. There's just 2 of us, and now with participants now and proof of concept, proof of real life trading accounts, we are now confident to raise the price higher. And as we get more people into the ecosystem, it's continually going to go higher. And so that's the case it is. If you are thinking you want to wait, yes, of course you can wait till the next iteration. It will be higher again, but fret not, don't worry. There is a special offer, of course. Otherwise, we promise you this when you sign up to come spend an hour with us today. You will get 6 months of TrackRecord Premium membership. There will be details about what it is on our website, but essentially it has risk reports, daily and weekly risk report. We also have 2 podcasts a week covering issues that you face in living the life of a trader, as well as a weekly risk call where we talk about market relevant news, about how our views are, how we would like to position ourselves. We also have trade ideas from myself. Basically, I will tell you about the trades that I execute, the real trades that I execute, so that you can see our principles of risk management in action. right? And this is 6 months is typically is worth 534 Singapore dollars, and you get that for free if you sign up today. And if you will also get access to the November session recordings once you pay the full price of this iteration of the course. That is valued at $499 because it's just recording now. It's not live anymore. It's recorded. It's nothing you can do about it. You can just learn from it. But it's good for you to get started because you sign up. We still have a few weeks to go before the real launch date. So you can listen to the first iteration and get familiar and try to practice it yourself, even if you are comfortable doing that. And then when the real course starts, you're all ready and ready to put your money to work. So this whole course with all this added on value, it's valued at $2,200, slightly more than $2,200, but you will get it for the early bird price is of course $999. Typically that's how it's going to be, right? But for a special offer for those who sign up today to attend the course and watching us today, you can get it at $799, and that equates to a savings of in excess of $1,400, right? So it's interesting to know that this is an offer that I don't think you should miss out. But if you are also looking to open a brokerage account, one of our partner brokers has a special offer where if you meet requirements that the criteria, which is easily met if you are trading, of course you have to trade, right? It's not like you just sign up and don't trade, but you have to trade. But if you trade this system, it's not that difficult to meet the requirement, and you can get up to 50% rebate of the course price that you pay. But if you look in your screen now, your chat screen, there is a link. The link there, if you click on it, there will be more details on the promotional offer that you'll be getting and how to sign up with our partner broker. And I guess that's it in a nutshell on what the course is all about, how much it's going to cost, and how much you can get it for, because you gave us your time today, and thank you for listening. But I hope if you have any questions, please feel free to type into your chat using the Q&A button at the bottom, and Alex and myself will address it in the next few minutes. Yeah, that's it. So if you have any questions, you can ask us about the course, generally about trading, about how this relates to real life, and we'll try our best to answer your questions. It's the Q&A, right, Alex? Okay, yep. I'll just leave this page on. First question. Okay, Alex, we have a number of questions. Okay, one question, I guess we do get this a lot. Must we subscribe to TradingView? For some who don't know, TradingView is the platform that you get to see charts, live prices and all. Must we subscribe to TradingView to participate in this?
Okay, so what the platform that we use, or I use, is either MT5. I use an MT5 platform, which is available at most brokers, but you can also use an MT4. So that's our preferred. So the indicators that you will be provided in the chart setups will be templates for an MT5 or an MT4, which are obviously free once you sign up with a broker, either a demo account or a live account.
Yes, so that's absolutely correct. We are using MT4 or an MT5, and you can get it from any broker. And if it's all Greek to you, we can help you with that. We can help you. We can direct you to the preferred broker that we use. They have all these systems for free, and the indicators will be provided to you. And Alex will be going through what these indicators are, and you will. There is so it's good to have this question, because I think most people think that maybe there are hidden costs, something I need to add, pay extra for some signals. No, it's all priced here, right? There's nothing that you need besides your capital and your time. That's it. Okay, next question is hang on, let me just pull my question screen up to the camera so that I don't be looking at the side. Okay, is this only for DAX? Can I use the same technique for NASDAQ?
Okay, as I mentioned earlier, so I trade the DAX in a time frame that suits me. One of the things during the course that I will be sharing and showing you is how I went through the process of determining a particular time frame and a particular asset class. And so to answer your question is I will show you the process how you can use and try and adapt that with that particular technique with any other asset class. So I don't trade the NASDAQ myself, but again, I will show you the process how you can go through adapting the indicators and the principles to a different asset class and a different time frame that will suit you.
Yes, and that brings us to Randy's question. What time of the day is the trading done?
Okay, so on the DAX, as I said, the whole strategy is capturing the first move of the morning once the German markets open, and that's obviously 9 a.m. German time, which is at the moment at 4 p.m. Singapore time.
Yes, that's right. Okay, so it's important to answer this question because I think some of the participants are not within the time zone, your time zone, which is you're in Australia. But there's a reason why Alex chose this instrument to trade and also chose this time, right? It suits his lifestyle. So he claims himself as a lifestyle trader. So I guess that's what it is. He's going to do it in his time that is most suitable for him. It's in the late afternoon. He can have a late lunch and relax and then be prepared for trading. So it's important to understand this, right? As I said at the beginning, the trading system is a great demonstration of risk management principles at work and successful trading habits being implemented in real life trading environment. And it is great because it's a 5-week course. It's short enough for you to see the results, but it's long for you to learn the habits that's required. Once by the end of these 5 weeks, what will you get, right? You will have a, if you listen, of course, if you listen, you pay attention, you watch the recordings, you attend the sessions, you will have a good understanding, if not great, at least a good understanding of how the system works, how to implement it. And also, and if you put some thought into it, you will learn how to build your own trading system if that's what you want, right? So for David who asked, is it the same techniques for NASDAQ? We don't know because we haven't yet applied it rigorously on NASDAQ. Alex has done it on Dow Jones by tweaking it as well. So this is a good first step. It's a foundational course, and you can learn the methods, and then you can learn to adapt it to different trading instruments. So you can different trading asset classes if you want, and within the time zone that is most suitable for you. Okay, so it's the best way to extract value from this course is not to just take it at face value and just do it on NASDAQ, right? It's yes, do it on DAX, but it's also to learn the principles so that you can apply it across all trading that you do. So even if you're currently trading, you can learn from this in that if you're not successful, you're not crushing it, you're not making a lot of money, it's likely that you have a few leaks in your trading framework, right? And it's likely because you don't have the asymmetric outcomes, you don't have the risk rewards, you don't have the discipline around trade management, and you don't have the discipline in following a particular set of rules that only that allows you to execute the trade, right? So some people execute trades without a full set of criteria. So it's good to go through this because it's five weeks. It's long enough to understand everything, but it's short enough to see the results. So it comes to this question that we have: if is it really so good? Like you claim to have excess of 100% returns, right? 100% returns in the course of 9 months, and what gives, why so good, right? I think some people will be skeptical. I was skeptical. So maybe Alex, you want to give your 2 cents on this?
Yeah, so obviously the results are much better than I expected. As I said, you know, there will be months when the system doesn't perform as well. You know, you saw a lot of losses in a row. I do expect, you know, 1, 2 months where we'll might get slightly negative months, but it's about being consistent, and it's all about making sure that your wins are higher than your losses. So it's not about the number of wins. At the moment, the system is working well. It applies all the principles that you need for successful trading. And when things go bad, you don't walk away, you continue at it. And one of the other things we will do, and we did this throughout the first course, is we talked a bit about adaptability. And so we need to be flexible with it also. So as market conditions change, and one of the things that we do is we provide a template for recording every single trade that we do, and we make comments on it. And we review these templates on a regular basis with the comments. And if we start to see certain things occurring that's negatively affecting our trades, or potentially allowing us to increase our profits, then we adapt. And so that's part of the learning process also. As market conditions change, and if they're having a significant impact, we will adapt as well to try and adapt our system to the market conditions that will bring us the best possible results.
Okay, and the questions are coming in fast and furious, so we'll want to get through all of them. But first, I want to add to what Alex said. Yes, yes, 109% is great over 9 months, right? And it's very important to understand that this system is very different from many systems out there that claim like crazy returns, right? This is a system that, and when implemented, you have limited downside, right? It's not like you're risking 50% of your capital or 100% of your capital to make 100%. Every single trade that we do is, and it's only at most 1 trade a day, every single trade that we do is risking 1% of your capital, right? So, and I would also like to add to what Alex says about having a good trading system. It's like you don't give up if it goes through a losing spree, a streak of losses, but it's only correct to say don't give up if your trading system is sound, right? If your trading is not sound, you should give up, absolutely give up, right? And the reason why Alex is very confident about his system is that it has very rigorous risk management principles where it is limited to 1% downside every single day, right? And sometimes there's no trades. So if you go through a losing streak, you don't tweak your system just because you're going through a spate of bad luck, right? But you must have limited downside for that to say, okay, if I'm going through a losing streak, I don't immediately find something else. Yes, we do review why we are wrong, and this system it was launched in November because Alex did live trading for many months to ensure that it is sound, and before we unveil it to everybody. Yes, and also we have to say this: past performance is not indicative of future performance, but it is a guarantee that it is limited downside. And as you saw, even we expected losing months, but to have a losing month, we must be wrong more than 2 out of 3 times. It is probably very difficult to be wrong. Yeah, I think it is very difficult to be wrong more than 2 out of 3 times, even if you're randomly guessing where the market direction is. And that's the case in real life, right? So do we expect this to continue like over the long run? Over the long run, yes. But in the short run, it's not a certainty, but you will learn the risk management systems, and it will be very difficult to have over long periods of time losses. But it's also important that to understand this, right? It's a legit trading system. We cannot say, oh, we can allocate $1 billion to this and then we'll make $1 billion in 9 months, right? It is as more capital, as more people trade like this, there's going to be erosion performance. So this brings me to a question here that we have is one of the early questions. Do you offer a copy trading service or a signal service? So Alex, would you like to address this?
So at the moment, we don't offer that. So this is a new course, but this is actually a discussion that we have been having just recently with V and the team, that if we continue getting solid results, which I'm sure we will, something that we will be looking into and making it available at some point in the future, but certainly not at the moment. It just requires a lot of technical stuff as well to happen behind the scenes. And I'm not a technical guy, so we have to sort that aspect out of it as well.
Right. So if you're interested, please give your details to one of the team members, Irong or Sue, and then they will be sure to keep you in the loop. But there's also one reason why we are not yet doing it, because as I said, this system is likely to only be able to support a finite amount of capital, and that's why there's also one reason why Alex chose the German stock index, because it's a very liquid, its trading volume is huge. We are unable to move the markets, but if it continues to have more participants over the years, it's likely that we will see some erosion in performance, but that's very long from now. That's also a reason why we are considering just keep raising the prices to limit the number of participants each session, right? So is there any leverage used in this trading system? Ask Alex, you want to take this?
Yeah, so with all the brokers, so we are, what we're trading is a CFD, so the derivatives, they are leveraged, and the leverage will vary from broker to broker, but generally it's about 20 to 1 or 30 to 1 leverage. So yes, the short answer is yes.
Yes. Well, we do recommend only like 20 to 1, 30 to 1. Basically, it's basically legit brokers, right? You don't go on the broker with like 20,000 to 1 and then get stopped out, right? There's very similar questions. I'll just put them together. Is there any ongoing cost for the program, or is there and after the 5 weeks of course and the live sessions, is there any other support after that?
So no ongoing costs. It's a one-off fee. Everything's provided for you, so nothing to worry about there. In terms of support, the recordings will be available for the next 3 months after the course for people to review. Obviously, if there's any specific questions, they can contact TrackRecord, and we will endeavour to answer those. But the course is structured in such a way that generally everything that you need to know is covered in that 5 weeks.
Yes, correct. And within you will also be given a chat forum, right, where you're within the TrackRecord ecosystem. You can ask questions in there, and Alex will address it in the weekly sessions. Within the 5 weeks, we address it within the weekly sessions. And if it's not crazy complicated questions after the course, we will also address it. We point you in the right direction. And as to whether yes, I need other support after that, right? So we intend to continue to conduct this program in after the conclusion of this iteration, and for previous members, you will be offered the live session, access to the live sessions at minimal cost, but also for selected people who students who actually put this to good use. They do trade in return for their participation in the feedback and testimonials. We will also give you access to that, but that's if you actually put it to work, right? We really want you to use it to know that it works, right? So that we can show you how you can improve your trading better. And there is a question about what time will the live sessions be. The details are all in the link. As we said, it will be for the live sessions. It will be 3:50 p.m. Singapore time, and then it will be recorded. All sessions will be recorded. You have access to it. We do recommend that even if you watch a live session, you should go through it if you have any confusion, or even not anything you're not clear about, right?
Can I just add that the Monday sessions, the educational content, live webinars will be at 7 p.m. Singapore time. The live trading sessions on the DAX are at 3:50 p.m. Singapore time.
Yes, live trading has to be at 3:50 because the DAX doesn't wait for us. But for the review educational sessions, we put it at 7 p.m. So it's more convenient for our target, but mainly most of our audience is actually in Southeast Asia. So it's more convenient, 7 p.m. And there's question also, which specific brokers must I use? There is no specific broker, but you should use a broker with MT4 and MT5 so that you can follow on exactly what Alex is doing. And if you don't know what's MT4, MT5, you can contact one of our team members. They will tell you exactly what it is. But any brokers that is a legit broker should have a site telling you if they have or they don't have, and if they have, how you get it. But if you don't have a broker, you don't know what broker you should use, we have preferred brokers that we work with, the ones that are legit. We know that it's legit, it's not going to be fly by night, and they have all the systems that's required, and it's all free access, no ongoing cost. And if you use our preferred broker, you may even qualify for rebates on the course fee if you meet the trading requirements, right? And also we have a question: is there a video replay for the presentation? Yes, it will be sent out to you once it's processed. We put in subtitles, we'll send it all to you so you can watch it again. And yeah, I guess that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for your questions. We have a lot. I try to combine all of them. If you are very interested in this, you have more questions, you can ask our team members. Click through to this if on your chat panel. If you don't have it, please email us. We will send you the link as well. And then click through it, and you can ask questions if you have any, or even better, just click and sign up and make the best trading decision that you would have made ever, I think. So on that note,
well, just one final thing, just to encourage people further. So we obviously just closed off January. January was another positive month, a 3% return. So good start to the year.
3% return, not bad at all.
Yeah.
Close of January. Okay, so I guess, okay, so we do have a question that I would like to address as well. Like there's one guy say, you mentioned earlier, you don't need a high win rate, but there are systems that claim to have a high win rate. What gives, right? And I would like to address this. Yeah, I think I've been professional trading for many years, as you saw earlier in my introduction of myself. The most successful traders, George Soros, Paul Tudor Jones, they have win rates of they are right no more than 50% of the time, right? And they make a lot of money because of their risk management process and the asymmetric way that they trade, meaning when they lose very little. When they make multiples of what they risk, right? And you have trading systems that tell you a very high win rate. That could be possible if they have an informational edge or the technology edge, and that in my experience is not available to the retail, right? You don't have supercomputers, you don't have high-speed lines to the exchange, and you're not a market maker. You don't have insider trading information, I hope not, and it's very unlikely to have a high win rate. So for those people who have high win rates, it's only because they are taking small profits, like Alex is saying. So they are actually trading on randomness, right? They make a little bit of profits, they quickly take profit to show that, oh, I have a positive trade. And what eventually happens to them is that when they lose money, they will lose a lot of money because they refuse to take the losses, right? If you're taking the losses with the correct symmetric outcomes, it's very hard to have high win rates unless you have an informational edge or technology edge. So for this trading system, it's truly, you do not need a high win rate. So when we have a win rate above 33%, means we are right more than 1 out of 3 times, the monthly returns will be positive. So I think in January, if we ask Alex, he will say he has many losing trades, right? So marginally, very close to 2 out of 3 times he was wrong, but he still managed to eke out a 3% return. And that may sound not as exciting to you, but that's the real world trading. It's how it's supposed to be done. Okay, and it's a great way to understand trading. And even if you do not sign up, you decide to do something else, look for trading systems that do not require to high win rates, and look for trading systems that teaches you how to find asymmetric outcomes. And I guess on that note, unless Alex, you have something to add, I guess we call it a night and let everybody else go back to their lives.
It's getting very late here in Melbourne, Australia.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Good night to Alex, and good night to the rest of you. Good evening to some. As always, thank you for your time. Thank you for listening to us, and thank you for being a good participant, asking us questions. So the link is there. Click. I hope to see you in the program in a few weeks' time. Take care. And also, for those who celebrate, happy Lunar New Year, happy Chinese New Year in advance. Take care and bye-bye.
Thank you.